Hi everybody, in today's video I will talk with you about why I shoot my landscape photography in aperture mode on the camera. So I've come to a place that's not far away from where I live. It's a nice mixture of woodland and heath, and there's always some nice compositions to find here. So as always, let's see what we find.
It's shining through.
So it's a beautiful foggy morning, again quite close to an airport. Seem to be always quite close to an airport these days, but it is an area that does get quite a lot of fog in it. So I'm just lining up a shot. It's before sunrise. I'm just seeing whether the clouds are gonna interrupt the sunrise. Hopefully not, because I'm trying to look for the sunbeams coming through the fog. It's looking a little bit cloudy though, so I'm not massively optimistic, but I'm just lining up a shot here which you can see, and I'll show you what I'm looking at in a second. So this is the composition that I'm working on at the moment. I like the trees on the left hand side that you can see, and then the tree on the right just to balance it out, and the footpath going through it. I think this shot works best in horizontal because then I can get both trees to balance, plus the path going through it as well. So just while I'm waiting for the light to change a little bit on this shot, I've actually switched back to using aperture mode for landscape photography. For a while I was using manual, but to be honest with you, I found that I was changing the settings quite a lot, and it's just extra work, particularly if you're looking to get quite a quick shot. If the light's changing a lot, you know, having manual can be quite problematic. So I find that aperture is actually far easier because firstly, obviously, when you're on a tripod, it doesn't really matter because the length of the shutter speed is irrelevant. And secondly as well, I mean, you can just brighten it up using the plus and minus exposure on the camera, and then obviously adjusting the ISO, but it's far easier, I find, to use aperture mode for landscape photography. Yeah, the only slight issue with this location is that the fog is pretty low level and it doesn't actually hang around for that long. It's already started to disappear. So the shot that you just saw, that fog is now completely gone. So that changed within, I don't know, literally 3 minutes of me standing here. So again, just the advantage of using aperture mode, if conditions are changing that quickly, it really does make sense. But I do have another shot lined up, which again, I'll just show you on the camera. So I'm really zooming in. So if I get my finger out of the way, that probably helps. But you can see here that the tree that was on the right of that previous photo, I've now really zoomed in on that, so that I've got the nice trunk at the bottom, which I really like, because you've got that kind of curve going on in the trunk. And then the leaves, they're quite low, so that adds quite a bit of depth to this as well. And then still a little bit of mist in the background. But again, the situation is changing pretty quickly. So I might actually go back and choose a slightly different location where the mist is a little bit denser. Yeah, so I found quite a nice composition here with, there's a log obviously in the front with some heather here as well, and then the same tree and mist in the background. So as I said, I think I'm going to stick in this area and just work this kind of 50-meter radius just while the conditions are pretty nice. As I said, sun's not coming out from behind the cloud, so sometimes it's best just to stay where you are and just try and work that one small area. So I found another shot literally within like 30 seconds walk of where I was before. So again, I'll show you what I'm looking at on the screen. Let's just put it into video mode. So what I really love about this shot is you've got some heather in the foreground with the different colours, and then there's a really nice silver birch tree in the back. Now, even though the sun is not coming out from behind the clouds, I've still got a bit of a golden glow which is coming through onto the area just here. And I really like the fact that it looks pretty kind of moody regarding the shot, and I can probably do something a little bit more creative when it comes to the editing on this. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Just need to make sure that, I think I prefer maybe the zoomed in, because if I'm zoomed out, there's a patch of green grass kind of right down the bottom here, which I'm not a big fan of, so I think I'm going to get rid of that. So here's a tip, even if you don't have fog, and this time of the year when you've got leaves with different colours on them, then you can actually use the colour contrast between the tree in the foreground and the trees in the background as well, as with the shot that I'm just about to show you. Wow, I love this tree, look at this. Just amazing. I've actually just taken a shot of it. I couldn't quite resist, but it looks so cool. I mean, I don't know how old this is, but it must be pretty old, mustn't it? Just some amazing shapes. Yeah, great. So another enjoyable morning of landscape photography. As always, thank you for watching and see you next time.